What's going on, y'all? Hope y'all are having a good season. It's the split right now, so that's why y'all haven't seen me in a couple days. Been spending some time with Sam and Liam, and I did go on deer hunt one time and I got busted up by a bunch of hogs. But so I figured I'd take the time out to answer one of the biggest questions I get asked in my duck hunting videos, and that's what gun do I use? And I'm also going to go ahead and review it on why I use it, the pros and the cons. Here's what I use. Remington Versamax. I didn't pick this gun specifically because it was the Versamax. I ended up with this gun because I started out and I shot the 870 for a long time. Loved the gun, and over that time I acquired like $400 in chokes. Well, for my Remington shotgun guys, you guys know, like, I had the 1100 and the 870. Then there's the 1187. And all those guns, I mean, interchangeable chokes, just the Remington choke. My thought process, because all my chokes from my 870 fit my 1100. So my thought process was, I'm going to get another Remington so I wouldn't have to buy a whole nother set of chokes. Well, I should have did my research a little better because they changed the choke tube with the with the Versamax from the 870 and the 1100 and the 1187. So they went from Remington chokes to the Pro Bore chokes. That's going to lead us to our first con. The Pro Bore chokes are not easy to find. I ended up having the set that I ended up having to buy online. I went to Cabela's and Bass Pro. Neither one of them carried any of the Pro Bore chokes. So that's one of the cons about this gun. But I don't regret getting this gun whatsoever. It has been a really good gun. Of course, I've had some malfunctions with it here and there, for those of you that have followed me in my past duck seasons. And I think actually, when I shot my widgeon, my last shell jammed on me, or after I shot my second shot, it jammed on me, so I didn't get a third shot off. But just so I'm clarifying with you guys, I am not easy on this gun whatsoever. As well as I've treated her, she's treated me better. There's only two things that aren't stock with this gun. If you can see, I changed out the charging handle, and that wasn't on purpose either. The original charging handle fell out in one of my hunts last year. It wasn't the gun's fault. I slung the gun in the boat, going to get a cripple, and I guess somehow slinging it and through all the running or whatsoever, I lost in that process from going from a layout blind to inside the boat. I think it fell out somewhere when I just kind of slung my gun into the boat. That's why that's upgraded, which it's actually like glad I have, because I really like this one. It's a little longer than the original one. The original one was just a little hook. This one's a little longer, so when you got gloves on, it makes it really easy to rack it back. The second upgrade I did is I changed the front bead. It's like a really bright green front bead, and it's about a half an inch long. The original bead that was on it was just literally a white bead, like small white bead. Low light situations, like at very first shooting light and stuff like that, it's really hard to see. And then in regular light situations, this extra length right here, it's a little bit brighter, easier to get on, line it up. The Versamax has a really small bead here in the middle. I don't know if you can see that right there in the middle. So, I mean, you line those two up and your barrel's straight. Other than the charging handle and the front bead, this gun is still completely stock. So the first con about this gun was that they changed the choke threads, so it doesn't take the Remington chokes, it takes Pro Bore chokes, which are really hard to find in store. The second con to this gun, and I'll show you guys, is I do shoot those Rios a good bit, and I know they're very nasty, so that has a lot to do with it. But my main shell that I shoot is the Winchester blindsides, and this gun still gets nasty. Alright, so I just took my forearm off this is the barrel. It's got these, and I just cleaned this gun, so it's fresh. These gas pistons right here. Literally after each hunt, these gas pistons, they don't move anymore. And that's where my jams come in. Once these things get all caked up with gunpowder, etc., stuff like build up, they don't move anymore. And that's where I'm getting my jams at. If you like to clean your gun after every hunt, then that won't be an issue for you at all. But like I said, I'm rough on my jewel. I've had this gun for 3 years, and I might have cleaned it I've cleaned it less than 10 times. Like I said, I'm pretty rough on my stuff. I need to be a lot better, but when you're always on the go, it's just hard. I've actually dropped this gun in a beaver swamp in about 4 foot of water from a billy boat. Sat underwater for a good 20-30 minutes until I finally found it, picked it up, started hunting, because I dropped it on the way in, and it did fine for that hunt. So that's my only 2 cons to the gun, is them changing the choke tube and the way the operation of the gun with those gas pistons work. Because once those gas pistons get dirty, and it gets dirty, you're gonna get jams. And since we're talking about cleaning, the first pro to this gun, very simple to break down. I mean, trigger assembly all the way out, the whole 9 yards. Very easy to break down, get clean, and put back together. Another pro to it is, like we already talked about, the center bead that's halfway down the rib of the barrel. Having that thing, as long as you line those 2 up, every time guaranteed you have a straight line of sight down your barrel when you pull it up and look. You don't have to worry about, it being cocked a little bit. Improves accuracy so much. A lot of people don't understand, you throw that gun up, and if you don't have a straight line of sight down your barrel, you're at 30 yards, you're throwing your shot way off. So, and especially hunting out of a layout blind, you throw up, it's fast. So you throw up, you got them lined up, it's straight. Another favorite thing is it'll shoot all 3 size 12 gauge rounds, 2 3/4, 3 inch, and 3.5. Which y'all know I shoot them 3.5 inch BBs because they don't make nothing bigger. I'm pulling y'all's leg. When I shoot a wood duck hole, I shoot number 3s. Sometimes I'll even whip out the old 870 and shoot 3 inch. That's my gun. Nothing special to it. Got a 28 inch barrel, interchangeable chokes. Cycles all 3 size shells, but I shoot 3.5 inch. The safety right here, the lock for your receiver is right here, and then the release button is right here. So everything is separated pretty good distance apart, so that you don't get nothing mixed up. Like can't remember, I think it's the Stoger, like the lock's like in front of the trigger guard or something like that. I can't remember which gun it was exactly, or it might have been the Berettas. It might have been the Berettas. And it's just, this one's very simple functionality. You can do it in the dark with your eyes closed. Simple and gets the job done. This is actually the Sportsman's edition. It's like I want to say it was like $300 cheaper than the original Versamax. The difference between the regular Versamax and the Versamax Sportsman is the forearm on the regular Versamax. See how I got like this little line part right here that's like kind of engraved? That's rubber on the regular one. On the Sportsman, it's just plastic, and on the bottom right there, that's rubber. On the regular one, this one's plastic. Just kind of save a little bit of money on little details like that. And then on the buttstock right here on this grave, all that's rubber on the original on both sides. So basically gripping, and that's really the only differences. I don't know if those gas pistons are made a little bit better in the original one or not. As far as cosmetics, that was the only difference I saw. So I was like, shoot, I'll save my 300 bucks and just get the Sportsman. So that's what I did. It did come with an old juicy pad right here in the back, which for all you that have the little sissy shoulders, you know, that'll be real nice for you. Buttstock came with a shoulder strap loop, and then the front cap comes with it, you know, so you can put your old strap on it. I hope this video helped a lot of you guys out that are always wondering about my gun. I'll do a patterning test for y'all, show you guys how this thing patterns. It shoots sweet, I love it. Like I said, hope this helped you guys out on if you're in the market for a new gun or just out of curiosity of what I use. Here she is, the Remington VersaMax. If you're interested in seeing the rest of my guns, because I've been getting some gear questions asked, so I will be throwing in gear videos here and there in between my hunting videos. Just kind of help you guys out, let you guys know what's out there, or just so you guys know what I use, like, you know, what I put in my blind bag, or, you know, whatever. And we'll get into, you know, what chokes I use, what chokes I have, what chokes I don't like, whatever, which there really isn't a choke that I don't like, but you guys know I'm part of that full choke gang. But all seriousness, that's what I shoot. I mean, dove hunting, people look at me like I'm crazy when I show up to a dove field and I got a full choke in. I've gotten so confident with shooting a full choke. That's why I shoot ducks, dove, everything. Full choke, baby. You guys smash that thumbs up for me. Duck season's about to come in one more day after y'all see this video. So hopefully I'll be on the birds. I know we got some ice coming to North Georgia. Hopefully it's about to get nasty. The cold weather's here, it's coming along with a little bit of rain, so hopefully that don't mess things up too bad, but hopefully we're about to get on some ducks. Hopefully y'all about to get on some ducks, and I'll see y'all next time.